guys, I'm Chelsea,
I'm Angelica.
and together we're
Two Random Girls.
So welcome back to another episode of our Spooky October month. And today we're doing Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes, I'm super excited, but I'm really scared. It might have been a bad idea to do this at nighttime, honestly.
These are the stories that make you go, I'm never sleeping again, but also tell me more.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so do you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I guess we're going to go off the top scariest, creepiest unsolved mysteries. Also, but it's just like mysteries, not just murders.
yeah. So it's some are mysteries, some are some are paranormal, some are scientific, some are just human.
All our mine are human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first one is called the Dyatlov Pass Incident. It happened in 1959 in the Ural Mountains of Russia. So basically, 9 experienced hikers set out on a ski expedition in the freezing Ural Mountains, and they never returned. Weeks later, rescuers found their tent slashed open from the inside, and the hikers' belongings, they were all still inside, including boots, jackets, and food, but footprints led into the snow, barefoot, or only wearing socks.
Oh my God.
So, when the rescuers came to look for them weeks later, they found the bodies were scattered across the mountainsides in bizarre conditions. 2 were near a small fire, barefoot and barely dressed. Others were found with fractured skulls and broken ribs, yet no external wounds, as if crushed by a massive force. One woman was missing her eyes and tongue. Radiation was detected on their clothes, and their skin had a strange orange tint. So officially, the Soviet authorities blamed a compelling natural force, but theories range from an avalanche, KGB testing, UFOs, to even infrasound-induced panic caused by wind frequencies. And no one can explain why they ripped open their tent from the inside and ran half naked into the snow. So some creepy facts about it.
That's so weird.
I know, it's so creepy, no?
But that sounds like a animal.
You think?
But radioactive is also insane.
Yeah, what kind of animal? They didn't have many external wounds on the outside. It was more internal.
Okay, continue.
So some creepy facts. The hikers, tongueless woman, Lyudmila, sorry if I don't pronounce her name right, Dubinina.
How do you go from Ludmila?
That was her
last name?
Yeah. She was also missing part of her face if it was cut away, and some said it looked like surgical precision.
What? So, that's how perfect it was cut off?
Yeah. So, the traces of radiation were found, and no one knows why. And some of their clothes, investigators found that some of their clothes were taken from other dead teammates, suggesting they survived for a while before they died in the snow. And nearby trees had burned branches as though they had tried to climb or escape something glowing. So some disturbing theories are locals in the area spoke of a fireball in the sky that night, possibly a missile test or something not of this world. One theory suggests a secret Soviet military experiment, parachute mines that exploded midair. Others believe the hikers were victims of infrasound panic, low-frequency wind vibrations that caused hallucinations and intense fear. So that could explain why they just all, in the middle of the night... ran out the tent, yeah. Because they just ran out into the freezing cold.
They didn't say that in the tent there was a,
the tent was, ripped open from the inside. They, in a panic,
I don't know why I thought it was, a claw.
Oh, no.
Okay, just ripped open.
But there are some people who say it was a Yeti attack because footprints around the site don't all match human size.
Oh, Yeti. Mm-hmm. Paranormal.
So some people think it could have been a Yeti.
Okay, from those, I think it was the Soviet Union army.
Wait, you think it was the testing?
Uh-huh.
I feel like maybe it makes sense that it was the infrasound panic. Because,
that's it, yeah.
I feel like they had to have been very, very afraid and maybe hallucinating to not even put clothes on. Because, nothing was much disturbed outside of the camping area. It wasn't like there was, big things broken.
Yeah.
Like the tent was even like tipped over. It was just like, so
I guess the thing is like, sorry guys.
I ever thought of isn't it altitude sickness
Yeah,
a
that's
thing
a
where
thing.
you start hallucinating?
But I was gonna say, like, how is the surgical cut?
That's true.
Like, that's where it gets like, because
Yeah.
it also can't be the Soviet army just what.
Yeah, the Soviet army. I don't think they came and attacked them. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, God, maybe it was them. You know, like
You think?
I mean, but for them to
Like, why would they attack
they
these
ripped
random
it open
hikers?
from the inside.
Yeah, like
Ripped
basically
it
trying to
open.
escape from something.
Unless one of them was just a murderer and then he killed himself. Why is that not a theory? The radioactive, I guess, but it could be
the radiation. Definitely could just make sense that they were close to
the Soviet army base.
like, yeah.
I honestly think it was one of them. He turned and was like, "I'm about to kill all of y'all." Then boom, they ripped it open.
And they tried to escape.
They tried to escape him. They were maybe like they tried to. I think I just solved this case.
You think?
Like, low key, they tried to escape him. He kills them. And then he makes it, obviously he's so good, he makes it seem like they killed him too. Like he was a victim.
But it doesn't seem like anybody was murdered. It seems like they all just died from like exposure, or that one girl who lost her tongue in that's the one that's really weird. The tongue and the eyes. But other people were just like broken ribs. And it seems like they were like, they froze.
So let's say she was the murderer.
So then she cuts her tongue off?
No, then the other people were like, you know what? F this. Because of her, we can't even go back in there. We're cutting her tongue.
He lost me.
I just feel like I'm on to something. But dang, I never heard of this.
Yeah, I've heard about it before. It was like, I always thought it was weird. Because they also thought it could be something like unseen, you know? Like maybe a paranormal force. Like if the woods were haunted, like they woke up and then maybe that's what took her tongue, like.
But it's giving also like what made them come out of there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe like they like imagine you're sleeping in your tent and next thing you know you hear, "Why so serious?" And you sit up and you're looking around.
But you think I'm gonna rip open my tent?
No, but you get up and you're looking around. Everyone's asleep.
When it's
and then
inside your tent.
Yeah, and you hear something go. I asked you a question. And all you hear is the wind howling in the background. And you're like, hello, guys? Is anybody awake?
Guys?
And he's like, I am awake. I'd start screaming.
That guy's creepy, first of all.
That's a monster.
I'm awake. I'm right here. I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's creepy.
And like, so I think that I've heard stories about that before. Like where like there's like a... like the area, like the woods, the mountains or whatever, is like something lives there, something like paranormal, supernatural. And maybe that could have been that.
Wait, and what year was this? Does it say?
1959.
1959? My golly.
Mm-hmm.
My golly. I gotta ask my grandpa if he knows about this.
Yeah?
Sorry. Are you laughing because I'm saying my golly?
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, my golly. Okay. Do you want me to go, or you want to go down your list and then my list? Or?
Yeah, we could go.
Okay. Okay. So the most famous unsolved murder apparently is the Black Dahlia, which to me is crazy because I've never heard of it.
Really? It was very, very famous.
You heard of it?
Yeah, that's my second one.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah. It says, on the cold morning of January 15th, 1947, a woman out walking in a vacant lot in Los Angeles noticed what looked like a mannequin lying in the grass. As she got closer, she realized it wasn't plastic. It was the nude body of a 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, cut cleanly in half at the waist, drained of blood, and possessed grotesquely with a Glasgow smile covered into her face. What is Glasgow?
It's the Joker's mouth. They cut her.
Yeah. Oh my god. Elizabeth Elizabeth was an aspiring actress from Massachusetts who had moved to LA chasing stardom. She was known around Hollywood bars as the Black Dahlia because of her jet black hair and love of sheer black clothing. The LAPD launched one of the largest manhunts in history. Over 150 suspects were questioned, including actors, doctors, and even police officers. Newspapers turned it into a media circus, glamorizing the victim while sensationalizing her murder. One of the strongest suspects was Dr. George Hoddle, a Hollywood physician with a disturbing past. He was accused of molesting his daughter and performing illegal abortions. Years later, Holden's own son, a former LAPD detective, claimed his father had murdered Elizabeth Short and even tied him to other murders. Creepy twist. The body was surgically cut in a way that suggested medical skill. Some believe Hoddle used his own surgical tools. The media frenzy, the corruption in the LAPD, the mystery behind Short's death turned her into an enduring Hollywood symbol of beauty and tragedy. The killer was never caught. And there were over 150 suspects. Theories include a Hollywood doctor, a spun lover, or even police involvement. Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. Like George, his son, he said he found pictures like of a woman who resembled Elizabeth and his father's belongings.
Of the doctor.
Yeah, his father, the doctor's belongings. Yeah. And like years later, there was letters like similar to the Zodiac Killer. Some people even thought it could have been like something something that inspired the Zodiac Killer, like he took inspiration from that. And the handwriting was cut out words hinting at someone who enjoyed the attention, and like just a dark like glamour and like everything, because people really made it like it was even like on I think American Horror Story. Like I don't know if that's where I first like heard about it, but like it was like a part of it. I think she just came into the hotel because there's this famous hotel in Hollywood that's like apparently like deaf or something. Like people die in it, or like there's ghosts.
Like the haunted one.
Yeah, the haunted one. And apparently she had stayed a night there, but the day before she died or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's really scary.
No, my thing is like, how do you drain the blood?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe it was also a mortician or somebody who,
like it's pointing to the doctor. I think it was the doctor.
Yeah, but I mean, even doctors, I don't know if they practice that, like being a mortician, because a mortician would know how to drain blood because they have to drain off all the stuff.
But that's why they think it's also police involvement. But what? Like, I don't even think, because it said it was also tied to the 1940 corruption of Hollywood. But man, this was a crime of passion. This wasn't a crime of just that, oh, she got the part that my niece wanted, let's say, like.
You think? I don't think it was a passion crime. It was a serial killer.
Sorry, yes. Like, passion I meant in the sense of, like, gruesome, like, very, I just, like, enjoyed doing this.
Yeah.
But not like, oh, I'm just gonna kill this girl real quick because she got the part that I wanted, Like, I feel like if it's someone like that, like, yeah, they're crazy, but they're just gonna shoot her and, like, But to cut her body correctly in half and then drain the blood is crazy.
And also draw the Glasgow smile. And she wasn't killed there was no blood on the scene. So the body was moved. Like,
but they also drained it.
Yeah, they drained her blood, and there was like nothing on the scene, no blood, nothing. So they cleaned the body.
They said, okay, so I forgot to say like the creepy things. Mm-hmm. Her body was sliced perfectly in half at the waist, like perfectly. Mm-hmm. Drained the blood and scrubbed clean, like someone with medical training did it. Oh, that's what you were saying. Like they scrubbed it clean.
Yeah.
The killer posed her body in a strange way, with her arms stretched out and her mouth cut into a grotesque smile. And someone mailed her belongings to the newspaper, neatly cleaned and packaged.
With a piece of her birth certificate.
With a piece of her...
Yeah, her birth certificate and stuff.
That's so, like, how do you even obtain that?
I really think that it was George Hoddle whatever his name is, because apparently he was friends with a lot of artists in that time, and they would hold like surreal artists, and they would hold like apparently disturbing artistic parties. And one of his close friends, an artist, had a painting that looked eerily similar to what happened to
her.
Yeah.
But like before it happened to her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's creepy.
Like her body positioned. And
then of course he could have her birth certificate from just being a doctor, right?
No, because he wasn't her doctor. And
oh, he wasn't her doctor?
No. And
so this man just killed her for what? Like, what is the motive? Well, they did say that he killed other people, so maybe he was just a serial killer.
Yeah, I think he just happened to be a serial killer. I wonder how they got to him.
Yeah, me too. But I was gonna say, like, maybe also it could be like, because it says that one of her lovers, so maybe it was the lover and the doctor, like, they got together.
But why?
Because the lover, maybe she like says she was gonna break up with him, and he had access to the birth certificate, and he knew that the doctor was creepy and was like, "Hey, doctor, look, you got the chance to kill someone, you would never get caught." I don't know.
The reason that they think it was him was because his name was found in her address book, and he was in LA around the time of the murder, and her body was found near one of the houses he owned.
Oh, I guess, but that's like a big jump that they did, no?
It is circumstantial, but he was never convicted or anything.
Yeah.
There's all circumstantial evidence.
Damn.
This happened in 1947, by the way, guys.
Yeah, so obviously it was probably harder. I wonder if they would have caught him if it happened now. Probably. Like sometimes I think, were these people really good, or were they just lucky they did it at the time that they did it?
I'm trying to figure out what they could have found that could have brought them to the murder, like, because there was no DNA, there was no fingerprints. The body was cleaned. They used petroleum jelly on the body to make sure that there was no fingerprints found on the body. So I'm not sure. They never found the Zodiac Killer, and that was later on. Like, I don't know if it's because there's cameras, but there's not every place with cameras. Like, we live in a surveillance state, but like how?
And of course, like, there's people that get away with murder now.
Yeah.
Still. It's just, I think, like, crazy.
Yeah.
They really should use technology so much in that. In making birth easier and finding the cure for every sickness. Sometimes you guys use technology for the dumbest things, truthfully.
Always.
But damn, that was crazy. I don't know half of these, I'm not gonna lie.
Some people are even saying that it could have been the son.
What? How old was? But the son was little, no?
Let me see.
Like, for it to be the son is crazy works.
Because apparently it was his son that was saying all this stuff. Like, he's the one that said his dad was this. He's the one that said his dad was killed his secretary. He's the one that started accusing his dad of everything. It started making it could be a little suspicious.
But how old was the son when that happened?
And like, there was bodies and stuff that he would say, "Oh, the body was found here," and then the body would be found.
Not actually found.
No, it was found there. But it's like,
how did you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like if the son was, let's say, 10 when it happened, that he did it so precisely to cut straight in the middle. Also, how is that done? Did they bring her into a lab and grab like the machine where they to cut it straight in half?
Yeah. Like, why? Like, I really think it could have been a creepy
fan?
No, a creepy, insane artist. Because that, like, I'm not saying that's art, but for somebody who's mentally ill,
That's what they think.
that's what they
Yeah.
think. They think it's art, and for them to go as far as posing them, a doctor, I don't think. There's artists who have like who might have medical backgrounds, who might have been served what's it
Yeah.
called, and they have more knowledge of things. Maybe they could even learn like how to do it. They always wanted to be a surgeon. Maybe it was somebody who dropped out of med school because they realized they wanted to be a artist, and they just happened to have a serial killer tendency.
I just feel so bad. Like, I wonder, 22?
Like, it's horrible.
And I hope, like, I mean, this sounds horrible, but I was gonna say, like, I hope they killed her before, like, or, like, do you think she was alive when they were slicing her in half?
I think we could Google that because by the way their like the skin is, when they're found, they could tell if the person was alive because something about blood and the way blood moves.
I guess the thing is that she didn't have any blood. Oh, okay, wait. That's one of the most haunting and debated questions. No, she wasn't alive when her body was cut in half. Elizabeth Shore was already dead when her body was bisected. The cut was surgically precise, made between her second and third lumbar vertebrae, a technique that requires medical skill. There was no bruising or bleeding around the wound, which would have appeared if she were alive. That's how investigators could tell that the cut happened after death. However, what's even darker is that some of her other injuries, like cuts to her face, the glaxo smile, and some of the mutilations were done while she was still alive.
Oh, that's horrible.
Or right before death, based on tissue reactions. She was alive during part of her tertiary mutilation, but not for when her body was cut in half. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think that's even worse.
Yeah. That's so dark.
To be alive when, oh my god. Like, this girl. Oh my god. Who did this to her?
I feel like if I had like the ability, I would go to see like all the unsolved crimes and see who literally took or killed everybody.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just.
So she had throat wounds. Her throat had been severely cut, and those wounds are widely reported as among the injuries that led to her death. She died from hemorrhage and shock due to multiple injuries. Damn. Multiple incisions and lacerations. Examiners noted numerous cuts and incisions on her body. Some of these are consistent with having been inflicted while she was alive. Others were inflicted after death. Wow. Blood and loss. The body had been drained of significant blood, and the way it was posed and transported suggested the killer had time and control after killing her.
Do they think it could have been only one person? Because just thinking about, like, I feel like in Hollywood and in many other places too, okay, mostly Hollywood, some creepers, they run in groups. Like, look at Diddy. Like, he was a creeper by himself, but there were still other people participating in his freak offs, So, like, do they, by the cuts and the wounds on her body, can they tell if it was consistent, like it was made by one person, or is there inconsistencies that suggest that it could have been multiple people? Because especially like they said people held disturbing art parties, and you know how Diddy uses women as plates for food. It could give.
So it said it's one of the biggest debates in the case. Most experts, including the original LAPD detectives and modern criminal profiles, believe it was one person who committed the crime because the clean surgical precision of the bisection suggests specialized anatomical knowledge, like a doctor or someone with surgical training. The killer likely needed a private, controlled space to do what they did. That points towards a single perpetrator acting alone. There was no defensive wounds found, meaning Elizabeth may have been uncautious or restrained, making it manageable for one person. The posed body and deliberate cleanup also suggest a single killer was a specific method or fantasy they were acting out. Some detectives believe the murderer might have been the doctor, a physician with surgical skills and a violent deviant history. He allegedly performed illegal abortions and was later accused by his own son of killing her.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't believe it was a doctor. I believe it was an artist. That's my
Your take on it?
that's my take.
I feel like it was the doctor. Or maybe not that doctor, but I'm like, I just feel like you're putting too much on artists, you know? Like
Like what?
Like-
I'm thinking about the fact that they like they positioned her. They drew that smile on her. It was not just like a fantasy, it was a picture.
yeah, but you know the Zodiac Killer. Well,
all he did was pose them. Like they were lovers or something. Like, I mean, they were lovers, but like he sat them down like perfect, you know?
Yeah. And he would put flowers around them.
But like that's not the
Like
same.
that's not art for you?
No, but I'm saying like I feel like this specifically, even the precision, like what else? Art is precision. Art is like lines, and you know.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't want to say it was an artist. Yeah, I just don't believe it. Because I feel like artists are also like, it just had to be like a really demented artist, you know? Like,
Yeah, but like, what's the difference between that and a demented doctor?
I just have more faith in artists being lovers rather than serial killers, I think. And I feel
Yeah.
like doctors, they see blood, they see people dying all the time, that they're
It could be a doctor who's also an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that multiple people involved, a smaller group of people think this. But they do believe that maybe two or more people, especially given how complex the crime was. They think it could have been more than one person because the body was moved and posed in an open lot without being seen. Carrying two halves of a body and placing them so neatly could have required help. Some say the lack of blood at the dump site implies a team effort, one person handling the mutilation, another helping with transport and cleanup. Hollywood in the 1940s had deep corruption, links between doctors, police, and organized crime, so some suggest a cover up or shared involvement.
Mm.
Oh, now I get it. They're saying corruption just between the famous people. Well, that makes sense. There's still corruption now in Hollywood. You know how many people, those people are pedophiles? People that you guys love are pedophiles? Like, corruption's still going on.
Yeah.
They're murderers and they're still walking the place like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Okay. So I guess like let's look to the stars now. So our third unsolved mystery is the WOW signal. That came from the Ohio State University radio telescope in 1977. So basically, astronomer Jerry Emin was scanning deep space when he noticed an unusually strong narrowband radio signal coming from the constellation Sagittarius. It lasted for exactly 72 seconds and was like unlike anything ever recorded before. In red pen, Emin circled the numbers and wrote "wow" in the margin, so that's why it's called the WOW signal. So there was no known satellite, planet, or natural source that matched the frequency. The signal seemed to come from outside our solar system, and scientists tried to detect it again, but it never reappeared. So some theories include a brief alien transmission, a comet reflecting radio waves, or something stranger like an intelligent ping deliberately sent to catch our attention. But what's really creepy about it is how perfectly the signal matched what scientists expected an alien contact would look like. It's never been explained or replicated.
How did it sound like? Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop.
So it's I'm actually not sure, but I think we could, if you go maybe on YouTube, maybe we could find it.
Oh,
I think I've heard it before.
Okay. Should I do it now?
Yeah.
What would you do if aliens disappear?
Oh my god. What could I do? But yeah, stop for 72 seconds. So the signal was on the hydrogen line, which is a frequency considered a universal constant, and a lot of scientists believe that extra aliens would use it to say like we're intelligent, like we're smart. So it came from a patch of the sky with no stars or planets nearby, and it was exactly the right shape for a deliberate broadcast, like someone like if someone was holding like a mic for 72 seconds and then like stopped. And despite hundreds of attempts, the exact same signal has never been detected again. I think, like, okay, I'll tell you some of the stories. I'll tell you the theories. And I'll tell you what I think. Okay. Some theories are some scientists think it was a deliberate one-time message on an intelligence test to see if anyone on Earth was listening. Some people think it could have been a distress call, like the final transmission of a dying civilization, and others think it wasn't random. It could have been aimed directly at Earth, possibly repeated on a cycle so long we haven't reached the next interval yet.
Oh.
And one astronomer said, if they meant to whisper just once, we heard it.
That's powerful.
That is powerful.
Right? Like,
I think, like, it's crazy. Like, for 72 seconds, Earth might have had contact, and then silence, and nothing ever again. Like, that's...
Talk about being ghosted.
Like, you're right. Like, I don't know. That was in 1972, and I'm like, 1977, and I'm just thinking if it is like
it's about to be 50 years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know how light
you like
years.
That math?
Quick math, 48 years.
Yeah,
but
I said about to be 50 years. Don't play with me. Come on, guys.
But I think maybe it could have been like a signal to know that we're there on the planet or whatever, you know,
like we're here.
Yeah, we're here, and maybe something. If it is something coming from a dying planet, maybe they're looking for a new one, or maybe they're on their way to us. It's not even 50 years yet. And
Not
space
even
is vast and big, and it came from out of our solar system, and even traveling at light speed, things take a while to get to a place, I think.
Yeah, like Interstellar.
Yeah, like.
But in Interstellar, the time and space took so long that here it was super fast. So how long are they taking?
Maybe 50 years.
Girl, you're scaring me. So you're saying they're gonna pop up in here and be like, what you mean? We sent you guys a telecommunication.
I don't think it was a telecommunication. Like, it really could have been like
okay, what do you think it was?
Like a honing signal. Like something like if they sent a signal and it like bounced on something, they could use that to travel to where we are.
But don't you think they would have to keep trying to like keep remembering where we are?
I don't think so. They're aliens, and they're intelligent, as they said.
They are intelligent,
and like even us, we wouldn't need to keep knowing where somebody is if you were able to lock in. You just need coordinates. We ain't moved.
That's true.
Like, they just need to know where we are once, and then they know where we are forever. But I guess Earth is slowly moving off its orbit, and eventually in a million years or so, it's gonna poof.
What does that mean?
It's gonna barrel into space.
So we're gonna die.
I mean, we're not gonna be here, girl.
Yeah. In a million years, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how life is gonna be terrible.
Girl, if there's still life. If humans are not extinct. The planet hasn't been eaten whole by the big red sun.
I'm getting scared.
Science is scary. Like, this one is maybe, no, it's not the creepiest one, but it is.
Yeah, I don't like
it makes you
this
feel
one.
small.
Yeah, I don't like this one. Not one bit. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else?
Let me see. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I'll go to an unsolved murder. This one is the one that I know, famous one, the Zodiac Killer.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Zodiac Killer terrorized Northern California from the late 1960s to the early 1970s, taunting police and journalists through letters filled with cryptic codes. He claimed to have killed 37 people, though only 7 confirmed victims are known. What? It began on December 20th, 1968, when teenagers Betty Lou Jensen and David Forday were shot in a quiet lover's lane near Vallejo. 6 months later, another couple, Darlene Farron and Michael Magu, were attacked at a similar spot. This time, the killer called the police himself to report the murder. The Zodiac letters began soon after, addressed to the San Francisco Chronicle. They contained ciphers, symbols, and threats against school buses. One of the ciphers, the 340-character code, wasn't cracked until 2020. What? That's insane. I wonder what it said.
I wonder too.
Sorry. In October 1969, so the time that he was almost caught was in October 1969. Taxi driver Paul Stein was shot in San Francisco. Teen witnesses saw the killer wipe down the cab before walking away. Police got there within minutes and even stopped a man matching the suspect's description, but they let him go because the dispatcher had mistakenly said that they were looking for a black man, not a white one. That man was likely the Zodiac himself. Are you kidding me? The dispatcher had to be with him.
You think?
Or he did that. He knew they were going to say that. He knew they were going to stop him, and he did something for the dispatcher to say it was the black man.
There's no way.
You know, he's obviously smart.
Oh my god. Okay, well, this is what the cipher said. It said, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. That wasn't me on the TV show. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner." That's what it said when they cracked in 2020.
That's what it said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, he liked it.
Bro, low key, what if he was, I think this was the theory, that he was a police officer, that he was someone in law enforcement.
Which makes sense.
That makes much more sense, especially the taunting of like, why you can't find me because I'm here.
I'm right in your face.
I'm right in your face, and that would make a lot more sense of why he was so cocky. It had to have been.
But then,
I wonder if it was the dispatcher.
That's what I'm saying. No, how could it be the dispatcher?
You're right, it couldn't be the dispatcher, but like if it was a dispatcher.
But what I'm saying is like, or maybe he was a cop in a different area, because if the cop stopped him and they're saying that was him, like most likely that was him, and they didn't recognize him.
Yeah. Or really it wasn't him.
This is reminding me of Psych with the Zodiac.
Oh yeah, the yin and yang.
Yeah, the yin and yang, and how she would just smile. Like, that's him. Is he dead? Oh, well, we don't even know. Oh, God. Okay. The main suspect was Arthur Leigh Allen, a man obsessed with ciphers and weapons. He owned a Zodiac-style watch and lived near the attacks. Police raided his home but never found solid evidence. Later DNA testing didn't match him. Other suspects include Loris Kane and Richard Gadkowski, but none have been proven. Creepy angle is that Zodiac's identity remains one of America's greatest mysteries. His arrogance, ciphers, and mockery of the police created the blueprint for the modern mastermind, serial killer image, which we see in media today. Oh, wow. So the Zodiac ciphers are still debated. Some have been solved, but others still remain unbroken.
Do you think there's one with his name?
Probably.
And he just put it in there just because he was like, they'll never solve it. And if they do, I'll be dead.
I think he hasn't died.
You think?
I think once
Oh
he...
my god, I hope he sends one.
What?
What? Like a letter.
Oh, like once he dies?
Yeah, like before he has one that's already he gave it to somebody. He's like, send this to the police, like the same police station. He's like, once on my last day. And I hopefully tells us. I'm sorry, I just can't. The unsolvedness of those things make me feel so like I need to give me the evidence. We should do an episode of that. We have the evidence and we read it.
I'd love to.
And then we try to figure out who did it.
I'd love to.
Do you think the police, whenever they have suspects, that you think it's one of their suspects definitely, or do you think it's somebody they didn't even look at,
Like with this one specifically,
or even the Black Dahlia one?
I think Black Dahlia, yeah, someone they looked at. I think Black Zodiac, they haven't looked at him.
Yeah.
Or Loki could even be the one that they think it is, but it's weird because how did the DNA not match? But also, guys, it's like, I hate to say it, but that man's a mastermind. It could be him. Obviously, he's gonna make the DNA not match.
How? And I would say DNA wasn't.
What you mean? How he make a cipher
He couldn't.
with 340 characters and wasn't deciphered until 30 years after?
Well, I was gonna say like this was when
1977.
Okay, so like DNA wasn't where it is now, and I'm pretty sure they would have tested the DNA again recently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that means that means recently it still must have tested again negative. I don't think how much of him, unless he was an actual literal scientific genius that had a way.
I just feel like he's a genius.
There's no way he altered his DNA. I think he was just a man.
No,
a lonely
I think
man.
He probably put I think he put purposely DNA of somebody else.
Like you're saying, he wore gloves and he just had someone's hair. Can you Google what is the DNA they found, because they can't just be, if it's like
even fingerprints. Okay, so there actually isn't a single clean DNA sample that has been confirmed to belong to him. Investigators have pulled possible Zodiac DNA from several pieces of evidence over the years, mainly postage stamps on his letters, envelope flaps he licks shut, the Paul Stein taxi scene, blood-stained shirt pieces, fingerprints, and hair. They hope Zodiac's saliva on the letters would continue usable DNA. Sorry, my dyslexia would contain usable DNA, but because the case was from the 1960s to the 70s, most of the material was degraded or contaminated. What they actually found was in early 2000s, the San Francisco Police Department did obtain a partial DNA profile from one of the Zodiac letters. They compared the samples to Arthur Leigh Allen, the most famous suspects, but it did not match. But the key here is it wasn't a full reliable DNA profile. It was partial, meaning it could exclude someone but not definitively identify anyone.
What does that mean that the DNA was like contaminated? I know that was like,
because it says some of the letters may also have been handled or even sealed by police or journalists, which makes contamination a huge problem.
So what, they don't know how to be police officers? They don't know the chain of command when it comes to like how to handle evidence? Sorry, that just made me mad.
But like what's making me mad is that I think you're just underestimating this man. You think he's not gonna think, oh, if I seal this, they're gonna take my DNA? Obviously, he knows this. He's not gonna seal it. He probably grabbed water with a glove and did it. Or like, one of the dead people, or like, I don't know why they would even think of doing that. That's a mastermind. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's gonna crack on one of those little things that I could even think about.
Do you think there's somebody out there who knows who these people are? Like, do you think they got away like cleanly, completely, that not even one person knows that they committed this murder? Or do you think there's these murders, or do you think there's somebody out there who knows? And it's just like,
I think there's somebody out there that knows.
like, that saw something, right?
Like, for example, right there, they said in the taxi scene, high schoolers saw him.
Mm-hmm.
And the high schoolers gave the description.
It was that guy with the skinny nose, and
that's why they stopped that white man, which could have been him, but then the dispatcher said it was a black man.
why did this, like, I'm so confused as to why the dispatcher said what was a black man,
That the Zodiac was a black
but no one
man.
ever thought the Zodiac was a black man. Didn't they always think it was a white man? I never, like, where did that come from?
Girl. In 2021, a private investigator team called the Case Breakers claimed to have identified the Zodiac as a man named Gary Francis Post, based on a photo comparison, cryptography, and allied DNA links. However, and this is important, law enforcement never confirmed that claim. The FBI officially said in 2021, the Zodiac case remains open and unsolved. So as of now, there's no confirmed DNA to any suspects. The samples are too degraded for modern full genome testing, like the kind used in the Golden State Killer.
Apparently, people are saying though that maybe that never happened. That the dispatcher,
The cop was with him.
the dispatcher saying that it was a black man or whatever. It was just like a way to cover up the fact that maybe those two people, the police officers who talked to him, let him go away because he was a white man. You know how like white people, white people, like, you know how it is, white men, cops or whatever, like, they don't, for some reason, they don't really see themselves as threats, you know? They always believe, they choose to, like, whiteness gives them, like angel, like a halo kind of, like, thing. They don't assume, like, the worst of them immediately. Like, they assume the worst out of, like, a black person immediately.
Yeah.
They assume that you're an angel because you're white, and they assume that you're, like, the devil because you're black.
But if they knew...
Like a bias.
But you're saying that they knew he was white forever.
So I'm saying they knew he was white forever, but I just think they were talking to him and they're like, oh, this guy's probably funny, charismatic, it's not him. And they let him go.
Well, then that's just a stupid thing to think of.
Yeah, but bias literally impedes multiple police investigations all the time.
But
bias.
I also ask, is he dead? But although, like, they say... We don't know for sure. The Zodiac was active from 1968 to 1974, and he was in his late 20s or 30s. So right now, he'd be 80 or 90. He could have either died naturally or no confirmed death or identity has been announced. And I said, why did he stop? Right? And then it says he was either arrested for another crime and couldn't keep killing. He died or became ill during the mid-1970s, or he simply chose to stop. Some serial offenders stop when they lose interest, get older, or when their crimes stop getting the attention they craved. Or he moved or changed his identity, which made it harder to link new crimes to him.
Wow, I just hate unsolved mysteries.
It's so creepy.
I want to know. Like, I just want to know, because I want to know who the person was, how they looked like, what their history was, were they loved by their mother? Like, what made you do this?
Sickness.
Oh my gosh. And, like, just the confidence, the arrogance.
The arrogance.
Like, I just feel like...
And what's crazier and creepier is that there's people nowadays that praise him, that probably are like, wow, I want to be him. Look at how smart he was. Look at how he was killing. That's my idol. Like, you know, there's creepy,
there are
insane people.
There was this
his prodigies.
Yeah, this true crime story about this girl in maybe South Korea or whatever, and she was like obsessed with true crime, and she was like, you know what, I think I can do it. Like, I could be better than these people and not get caught at all. So she went and she killed somebody, and she stuffed them in a suitcase.
She got caught.
Yeah, she got caught. Yeah. Stupid. Like you just see her like dragging the suitcase on camera and everything.
She's stupid.
Yeah.
What the heck is wrong with her? And also, like, who looks at true crime and is like, yeah, I want to do it. Like, I don't understand. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, people hear me here saying he's a smart man, but I think he's an evil, evil man. But I can't take it away that he's smart because he knew how to get away with it. To this day, we don't know who it was.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, was he smart? Was he also paying? Like, maybe you're right. Maybe someone knew. Or maybe I think you're right about that. He was in the police. He was right in front of them.
That's the only way that makes sense, you know? And he could really just have stopped because he was like, they're never going to find me. Just the same way it took so many years for them to decode that one thing. And it was just like, oh, like I wasn't on the TV or whatever. I legitimately think somebody's so arrogant. He had to have put like clues and stuff to who he actually is in the
And he probably used to like look at it and laugh and be like, these people are so stupid.
They're never going to decode it. They're never gonna know. And he's gonna be like, if you want to know who I am, it's up to you. Like I feel like most sick people like that. That's how like because then the stakes are not high enough. Like I think serial killers, they like sometimes the stake.
Yeah.
Of like the like intensity of it.
I think he liked. I wonder if that taxi thing was the last thing he did. Because I was gonna say if it was the last thing he did, I think he was like, oh, I'm gonna stay here longer, so that the police officer grabs me, but they're still gonna let me go. Like they like that, you know. And
it could also make sense that he was a police officer, and they didn't say anything if if that's why they let him go.
Exactly. His last murder was Paul Stein. He picked up a passenger. Oh, it was the taxi driver.
It was the taxi driver? Mm-hmm.
He was shot in the head. The killer took Stein's wallet, car's keys, and tore a piece of his bloody shirt, which he later mailed to newspapers as proof of his crime. Several teenagers witnessed the killers leaving the scene, describing him as a white male about 35 to 45 years old, stocky build, glasses, and a crew cut. Police arrived within minutes, but due to dispatch error, they were told to look for a black suspect. The real killer was briefly stopped and then let go. After this murder, the Zodiac continued to send letters and cryptograms to newspapers claiming responsibility for more killings, but none after Paul Stein's case were ever verified as his by investigators. You see, so I think I'm right. I think you nailed it though. He was a police officer, and I think he was like, "Ooh, let me just do this last one." Maybe he continued, who knows, you know? But he was like, "Let me go out with the boom, and I want to wait there, like do it in broad daylight." Broad daylight. Oh no, 9:55 p.m. But still. Like, what?
Yeah, I think what I just find so crazy in like this densely populated world, like California, it's not like it was a place in Alabama, bro. Like, there's no way there's not one person just hiding behind a building, hiding behind a tree, in the tree. Like, but nobody ever saw any of these things happening.
But I'm telling you, that's just what shows you, like, nobody knows anything that's going on in some people's houses.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I never see my neighbors bringing in their groceries.
Yeah, I thought they were NPCs for a while, but then once I started looking, I did see some of them bringing groceries.
But that's scary, no? I never in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what could they be bringing in those houses? You really don't know. Like, I think it's
like
funny.
You're saying, like, if somebody was bringing a
dead body
into their house,
wouldn't
you wouldn't
know.
know. Okay, yeah.
Like, you don't know what's going on in people's houses for real.
You're right.
And that always scares me.
Because some people even, like, if they have garages, they just back into the garage with the dead body. Like, I don't know. That's what I've seen on TV. So I just assume that's probably what's happening in the real world.
Not even that. It's just like, what if they have someone kidnapped? I always get so scared of that. Like, what if someone's kidnapped?
That happens. You know those girls that were kidnapped and held in that man's house for years? Was it like 15 years or something? Before they were, like, one of them escaped? Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and he had neighbors. what's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer was killing people in his or
Jeffrey Dahmer.
he was killing people in his apartment. And that girl complained about him.
The smell. Thank God he didn't kill her.
Yeah, thank God. But you see, like, it's so scary. Humans are really the scariest thing, I think.
Yeah. Creepy.
Like, ghosts are bad or whatever, but there could be 7 serial killers in the crowd. You'd never know. Probably people might say 7 is too much. I don't know. Is there 1 in 100 people are serial killers? 1,000?
Should I Google it?
Yeah.
Okay, so experts estimate that there are about 50 to 100 active serial killers at any given time. With a U.S. population of 335 million, that's about 1 serial killer per 3 to 6 million people.
Okay, so that was I was like 1 to
Wow.
1,000. 1 to 100 would be scary.
1 to 100 is insane.
Like, that would mean there would be like 7 serial. There'll be like what 7 serial killers just in our town.
Yeah. It
That was
says
so bad. It was such a
from
bad ratio.
1900 to today, the U.S. has had, guess how much serial killers?
Oh my God, 500.
No, 3,000 to 4,000.
That's so scary.
But it's 1900.
It's an hour, right?
Yeah, it's a now.
Yeah. I was hoping it was less. That's why I said 500.
More than any other country. That's roughly 1 out of every 100,000 people over time who have ever lived in the U.S. turning out to be one.
And that's just of known serial killers, right?
Yeah, identified.
Yeah, there's serial killers. Because there's serial killers.
1 out of every 100,000 people is crazy.
Because there's so many missing people in this country. Missing, and nobody's looking for them. They could very much be the victim of a killer. They go for not a lot, but there's some who go for people when they just want it easy.
Yeah.
They go for people who they think other people are not looking for. Like, how many homeless people do you think go missing off the streets?
Oh my God.
And then
probably
nobody
a
will
lot,
know.
right?
Yeah. Prostitutes, like sex workers,
The worldwide
drug addicts.
estimate is about 1 serial killer per 10 to 20 million people. So, I'm roughly speaking, the ratio is about 1 in every 3 to 10 million people. Wow.
That's so scary. This is what's scaring me. Serial killers really scare me.
Me too.
Like, it's like I think they scare me more than ghosts.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like so scary.
Because a ghost is scary, obviously, but I feel like when a ghost possesses you, your mind isn't there, you know?
Yeah.
You're gone. But if a serial killer tortures you, ay, Dios mío.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate them.
I hate them too.
I guess we could do one more story of yours, and then we'll do a part 2 of Unsolved Mysteries, I think.
Okay.
Right? Because we only made it to like number 2 on my list and number 3 on yours.
Yeah. So mine is the disappearance of Madeleine McCann.
Okay.
This happened in 2007 in Portugal. So 3-year-old Madeleine, do you know this one?
No, I don't know any.
Really, it's very wow. 3-year-old Madeleine McCann vanished from a resort apartment in Baidaluz while her parents dined at a nearby restaurant. When her mother returned to check on her, the window was open and Madeleine was gone. The case exploded globally. British tabloids obsessed over it, and Portuguese police force focused heavily on the parents, Kate and Gary McCann, believing they might be involved, but no physical evidence tied them to it. Over time, numerous sightings of girls resembling Madeleine were reported from Spain to Morocco. The main suspect now is Christian Bruckner, a German man with a history of assaults in the area. He lived near the resort at the time and allegedly bragged about knowing what happened to Madeleine. So, some details, like a shuttered window was lifted silently from the outside. The McCains and other children were still sleeping peacefully in the room.
Wait, how many were in there?
I don't remember. Like 6?
And only she went missing.
Yeah. There was a man carrying a child in pajamas seen walking away from the resort that night, never identified. And, yeah, her face was plastered literally everywhere. like really became like I could recognize her if I saw a picture of her, but she still has never been found.
What?
So some facts like about it.
Mm-hmm.
The resort staff noticed a stranger hanging around the apartment days before the disappearance, and cadaver dogs alerted to the trunk of the McCain's rental car, but the car was rented weeks after she vanished.
Wait, okay, say that again.
So cadaver dogs were alerted to the trunk of the McCain's rental car, but the car was rented weeks after she vanished, so they rented the car after she had vanished.
Which is weird.
I guess, but maybe they were trying to go
find her. Yeah.
A neighbor heard a child crying.
Oh, that's what they're saying. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because the dog smelled her in the car, but they rented it after.
They smelled cadaver, which means dead. Like the cadaver dogs are look for bodies.
And they smelled that in the car.
Yeah.
That was rented after she died.
Yeah. Weeks after. A neighbor heard a child crying, "Daddy, Daddy," the night before she disappeared. And nobody, like, because of the man that they saw, someone said they saw carrying a child away with pajamas, the police didn't follow that lead for months. So they heard that, like, that theory that they saw that a man walking away with a child in pajamas, but the police never followed up on that.
Why?
Who knows? I swear a lot of these cases, like, if police were better at their job, detectives were better at their job, and moved quicker and followed every lead, they might have been able to solve things. But I think that they some reason laugh at certain, like, leads, especially if they don't.
Maybe if it was like an old lady that had Alzheimer's, and they're like, oh, well, obviously that's fake.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, if it doesn't come from like a certain person,
credible thing,
a credible source, they won't. But there's, I don't know, what I heard was some people said that Matt Sane, you know, the guy with Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm-hmm. Jeffrey
Epstein. Some people said that they saw her with Madeleine, and that the person who could have took Madeleine was
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, and they were saying that there was a picture of her holding her hand or something.
Who's her?
Ghislaine Matson.
Who's Ghislaine Matson? Now I really got confused.
Jeffrey Epstein's right hand woman, like
his wife.
He married her.
No, I don't know who this woman is.
She's in jail right now for this whole thing. She's Ghislaine Maxwell. She's like has short hair, black hair, white. I think she's from France or something.
What is it, like his prostitute?
No, she was like the one that really helped him do everything. She knew everything.
Oh,
she knew everything that was going on.
So they're saying they got her.
Can you Google that, like Ghislaine Maxwell and Madeleine McCann?
You know what I'm thinking?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read, but I'm thinking that Jeffrey, if it really is connected by somehow, Jeffrey Epstein paid them money, and they were like, okay, yeah, we'll sacrifice her.
That's crazy. I just wonder how they like the correlation, like this random family.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's a very sensitive, widely discussed internet theory, but to be clear up front, there is no credible evidence of official link between Ghislaine Maxwell and the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. The facts: Madeleine McCann disappeared in 2007 from a resort when she was 3 years old. Ghislaine Maxwell was not in Portugal at that time, and there's no connection in police records or witness reports linking her to the McCann's case. The official main suspect in Madeleine's case is Christian Buchner, a German man with a record of sexual crimes. German's prosecutors publicly confirmed in 2022 that they believed he killed her.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's really changed how people viewed like child safety, like abroad, like when traveling. Like I saw a bunch of TikToks too, where these people would grab random children. Like the parent was right there, but they would grab random children, and the parent would turn around, the child's gone. They're like looking for them everywhere, just to show them how easy it is to kidnap a child. Like,
oh yes,
like
yes.
Just, I think there's so many stories about, but luckily, the ones I've heard ended up good about somebody just taking their child and walking out with them in the mall or whatever, and then like leaving the child because people started looking for him because they moved quickly or whatever. And
my thing is though, I low key think it's the
parents.
The parents.
Really?
I think so, just because I think it's weird how somebody heard her say daddy, daddy. Or it could have been that she was so scared that she was screaming daddy.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. That made me sad now.
But also too, if that was the thing, if she was screaming and stuff, the other kids would have woken up.
That's what I'm saying also. And there was no forced entry.
It was from the window. So does that mean they didn't
she
lock the windows?
She opened the window?
No, I think they opened the window from the outside.
And why did they take her? How old were the other ones?
I don't know. Maybe she was the easiest to take. She's 3. They could hold her in their hands.
Did they put her next to the window?
She had to be asleep next to the window. Can you? Because I don't think they got into the, unless the kidnapper walked into the apartment from the window.
Okay, so what the heck? Madeleine had 2 younger siblings. You see, now I really think it's the parents. How the F are you gonna leave a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a 2-year-old all alone?
Wasn't there older siblings in there?
All 3 were staying in the same apartment.
I swear I thought there was like, weren't they with their family and those other like children there? There's no way they left a 3, 2, and 1-year-old in the room by themselves.
No, there were no adults sleeping in the same room as the children at the time.
No, not adults, older children.
It says Madeleine and her 2 little sisters. Their parents were in a nearby apartment about 50 to 60 meters away at a tapas restaurant with friends. The McCanns and friends were checking on the children periodically throughout the evening, roughly every 30 minutes, but they were not in the apartment itself when Madeleine was taken.
Yeah, so there's 8 children. I knew I wasn't tripping. There were 8 children who were left unattended the evening of her disappearance. Madeleine was 3, and the twins were 2 years old. They were twins. So this is an illustration of where everybody was.
It's saying here that they were, like, there were teenagers and whatever, but in the one room, it was only the 3 of them.
Let me see.
Yeah, and the window was left unlocked. Or it could be open from the outside.
But was she asleep by the window?
And she was reported sleeping in a travel cot placed in the same room as her siblings. Her cot was next to the patio/window. Though some reports vary slightly on the exact position, she was not sleeping under the window, but the proximity allowed the abductor to reach in from outside.
I think that's crazy. They left them sleeping by windows, and there was
nobody cared to check if the window was open. Like
why wouldn't they lock the window? That also means that the person was
The
watching their
apartment was
family.
unlocked.
Oh, because so he could have walked in from the front door too.
Yeah. What? Okay, so Christian Booker was the main suspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a long criminal record, including child sexual abuse, burglary, drug trafficking, and rape. He lived in Portugal, often seen where Madeleine vanished. How he became a suspect was in 2020, German police publicly identified Bruckner as the prime suspect after discovering key links connecting him to the time and place of Madeleine's disappearance. This is how they tied him. On May 3rd, 2007, the night Madeleine disappeared, Bruckner received a phone call between 7:32 and 8:02 p.m. The call was traced to Praia da Luz near the Ocean Club, the same area where Madeleine was taken. This placed him right at the scene around the time of the abduction. The van and Jaguar. He owned a yellow and white Volkswagen camper van and a Jaguar car during that time. Witnesses reported seeing a similar van parked near the McCann's apartment in the days leading to the disappearance. He allegedly transferred ownership of his Jaguar to someone else the day after Madeleine's disappearance, which police found highly suspicious. He was living off grid in a camper van and rundown house near Praia de Luz. Locals later described him as a creepy man and noted he often watched children at beaches and playgrounds. He had previously broken into vacation homes and attacked women, sometimes when they were asleep. Digital evidence. When police raided his property years later, they found child abuse material, trophies, and items he had allegedly kept from victims, and disturbing internet searches related to kidnapping and sexual violence against children.
This is the these are the pictures.
Okay. Last thing is around 2013, Bruckner allegedly confessed to a friend in a bar that he knew what happened to Madeleine McCann.
Yeah.
The friend later told police he boasted about her kidnapping while watching a news report about the case. In 2005, Bruckner raped a 72-year-old woman in the same resort area where Madeleine vanished, using ropes and videotaping it. Oh my God. He was later convicted for the assault after DNA matched him to the crime scene. The assault happened just 2 years before Madeleine disappeared, showing a pattern of violent, opportunistic crimes in the same region. Current status is Christopher Bruckner is serving time in German prison for unrelated sex crimes. He has been formally declared a suspect in Madeleine's case. Prosecutors say that they have strong evidence but haven't disclosed all of it publicly. Bruckner denies involvement, but police continue gathering digital and witness evidence. Wow.
Do you think if he was just on the prowl in that area, do you think he just happened to be opening windows?
Probably.
Or like, this is the apartment. It wasn't like anything luxury or anything. I don't know why they left the children in here, but this is it.
She was in the circled place?
This
That's where the window
was. She had to up in the circle place because it doesn't make sense for
the two babies not to be in there.
Like those are.
Can you send me these pictures?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe it wasn't the parents, and I don't want to blame them because they probably feel awful about their child disappearance.
Yeah.
But this goes to show to not leave.
Like for dinner, I just don't understand.
Bring them with you? Leave
like,
an adult
I guess
with
they
them?
wanted to like they should have let the kids at home if they wanted to like go out to dinner and like.
No, and they keep saying it was like right there, I guess. Like let's say here and the dinner was down the street. Like that's what, and they kept checking every 30 minutes. But it's like you're doing more checking on them every 30 minutes than just bringing them with you.
Yeah, but they were sleeping. The thing is that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes parents don't if you know you want to have fun and go out with your friends, you have a late dinner or whatever, and either get a travel nanny who will stay with the child, because they were cardiologists, they were doctors,
they had money,
or don't bring your children, leave them with your grandparents, leave them with family.
Yeah.
And like have your fun. Like I don't think it's ever okay to leave children by themselves that young. They're like not even, they're 3 and 2. If anything happened, if there was a fire, 30 minutes is like, a lot can happen in 30 minutes if the last time you checked on them was 30 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they woke up and like, that is so sad.
No, that's insane. Genuinely, that's insane.
And because they chose like such a, I guess, cheap resort, like there wasn't many cameras or security or anything. Like I think it's crazy that they left their children and they didn't even check if everything was closed.
How is the front door unlocked?
Like I also too, what makes it even crazier is that it seems it was a first floor apartment.
2.
So how the heck did he get up there? That's what I've been thinking this entire time. How did he get up there if it was the first floor?
I think it was like, those motels that like you could go into the first floor and then the second floor has another, but the outside.
So you're saying he climbed up the stairs?
No, I'm saying like, those motels that it's like 2 floors and you could enter from the top and enter from the bottom. Like some rooms start from the top.
I thought I knew what you're talking about, but now I don't. I thought you just meant like there's bottom things, and then the second floor is not like, it's not like in a hotel or a high-rise apart building where it's like super far.
No,
like,
I'm talking about like those motels that's like, okay, there's a common area in the middle, but it's outside. Mm-hmm. So then the outside, so like it's a square, right? So
yeah,
it's a
the
square
outside
like
is the
this.
first floor, and then the second floor somebody could climb upstairs. Like there's stairs to get to there, and then the window's like right there on the second floor, but it's not floating in the sky. Like they don't have to climb a side of the building to get there. There's just a platform, like, because you have to walk.
I guess, yeah.
Like when we went to Switzerland and we had to go to those apartments. Our first day in Switzerland.
Oh, yes, like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But then, if it was those bedroom, it's usually the living room first that will be where the window is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. That story is still like so sad.
Poor girl.
Literally, poor girl.
Poor family if they weren't involved. That's scary. All right, guys. Sorry to leave you guys in the eerie thing, but it's Halloween. I mean, it's October.
Yeah.
And we'll continue with more unsolved mysteries probably in our next episode. Yeah, just back to back. Comment, guys, below if you guys want to see anything. Although by the time this one comes out, we probably have only one more Halloween thing. So
yeah.
We
hope this didn't scare you too much. I guess sleep with your lights on. Keep your eyes open.
I know I will.
But all right, guys, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like,
comment,
subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Two Random Girls. Bye.